Elden Ring is a very versatile game with many different types of weapons, but one of them is, since its introduction in Dark Souls 1, kinda overlooked: the whip. I mean, have you ever seen someone use one of those? Probably not, because they're kinda terrible, but see for yourself and enjoy. Okay. Frick, I should have just been greedy. Oh, okay. As starting class, we pick Samurai for some decks and start our journey into the lands between. We immediately commit seppuku because we don't have access to a whip yet, which is rather sad. Like always, we get mocked for not having a girlfriend until we finally get access to the horse and head towards Castle Morn for our first weapon of the game. And yes, I know Torrent isn't a horse. So what you gonna do about it? Tell me. Anyway, located at the end of Castle Morn, we pick up the whip of this dead body between some reds. And I mean, this weapon can't be that terrible, right? Right? Immediately afterwards, I went to Korea Manor to get the Urumi? Whatever this thing is. Let's just call it the sword whip. Spear? What? Let's not question it. I went to kill the Crystallian in the Raya Lucaria crystal tunnel, and I noticed something strange during the fight. But give me a second. Seriously? Spear? Like, why? For some reason, we do insane damage to the boss, but as it turns out, it's because the whip is actually ignoring the shield ability of the Crystallian, which is weird, but a cool mechanic, I guess? Anyway, we defeat him and claim the Smithing Stone minus Bell-Bearing 1 for ourselves. And I'm actually surprised of myself that I got this right on the first take. Smithing Stone minus Bell-Bearing 1. That's not easy to say. With +6 whips, we stomp on Margit. Surprisingly, the damage doesn't seem too bad. I was a little rusty due to not playing this game for almost half a year, but after a few attempts, I killed Margit without much trouble. At least, that's what I'm gonna make it look like in the video, because he actually killed me about 10 times before I upgraded the whips. Our next goal is Renala. But why now Renala and not Godric? Well, because I wanted to pick up the Glintstone Wetblade, which for some stupid reason I thought Frostbite would be helpful. But before we can get that, we have to beat Sif 2.0. And let me tell you one thing, I suck at this fight. So the doggo gets me a few times before we put him down. I still think this is a really good boss, don't get me wrong, but I hate to fight him because he just annoys me. Next thing on the list is doing Renala. And like always, this is a joke, just look at it. Oh, by the way, I got the Iron Wetblade from Stormwell. But I'm getting off topic again. Renala staggers like always after every hit. And this is the one good thing I have to say about whips. It stunlocks normal enemies really well. Not that it's too helpful against bosses, but still. First grade rune down. You know, another good thing about the whips is due to the high range, it's so much easier to take out the stupid birds. And I don't even want to start to talk about how much I despise them. Oh yeah, we came to take out Godric. I think I will skip most of this encounter. He didn't put up much of a fight anyway. We defeat him fairly quickly and claim our second grade rune. It is the Lord of all that is golden.
Return together to our home, bathed in rays of cold.
Lovely. Still, why is the dragon up there? What's the law behind that? Here I collect a few items like those and made clever use of terrain to defeat O'Neill in order to start the Millicent questline, which gives us the Prophesis Veras heirloom for +5 decks. Next on our list are beating up patches to progress his questline, and taking out a random guy for him at Volcano Manor for the Magma Whip, which I'm gonna show you now on Radahn, is kinda insane. It just melts his HP down like it's nothing. I mean, just look at this. Brrr, he goes. And this is where I made a devastating mistake. I took a little break from the run to edit some of the footage, because I barely had space left on my PC. I split it in a few parts, and right I was done editing the next part, including Ancestral Spirit, Godfrey, Morgoth, Fire Giant, and the Gods Can Do, along some others, I wanted to export it so I can delete the original video material. It was about 200 gigabytes at this point. And I did so, but right after I deleted it, I realized that Premiere didn't finish exporting it, and multiple hours of editing just went to waste. But I was almost 20 hours into the run at that point, and didn't want to throw it away, so we're gonna just continue where I left off in the original footage. Malekith. He is a boss that was always a little troublesome for me, due to the fact that I barely ever fought him. This run showed me the absolute beauty of this boss. I just loved it. The first phase wasn't too troublesome. After a few attempts, I usually got through while only getting hit once or twice. The second phase on the other side was troublesome. He just melted me, and at first it really was hard even to hit him, because he jumped around so much, but after a while I was able to figure out my attack windows. It took me about 2.5 hours to beat him, and I was overtook with joy when he finally went down, but I'm gonna let you see for yourself. Enjoy. Finally! That was way too close. Freak. Yes, I know that the AoE thing is terrible. Freak, finally! Gosh, after 2 hours, 2.5 hours of trying, we finally got it. So we set the royal capital on fire and proceed to our next boss, the all-knowing Gideon. Gideon was a little bit special. I was streaming and someone in my chat pointed out that the Ash of War I put on one of my whips was ground slam. So I jokingly used it for the fight. Link in the description. Go and leave a follow if you want to see me doing these runs live. I would have never thought that it is so effective. I mean, just look at this damage. And he also staggers every hit. If I would have known that earlier, I would have used some FP flasks, but I ran out of FP eventually and just finished him normally. Okay, GG's. That was a hard battle. Godfrey was actually not that bad. We can really easily punish the Stomp with a jump attack, and he spams them. Like literally, he has like 5 different Stomps or so. The Claw Talisman and the Raptor's Black Feathers give us a huge damage boost alongside the Ritual Sword Talisman. Give me a sec. I will read the chat real quick after the phase transition. No phase transition. Never mind. Okay. Hualu just scares me for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I often start panicking when I fight him. His grab attacks are just scary because even though we have insanely high vigor, they just chunk us down, and there are not too many attack or heal windows for us. But generally, the fight was pretty enjoyable. I will just shut up now and let you see. Enjoy. Got him. Nice! After a few attempts, we also managed to send him back to the Shadow Realm and proceed to the last part of this game. Radagon and Elden Beast. After my first few attempts, I got through Radagon a few times, but barely had any flasks left for Elden Beast. I was streaming multiple hours at this point and I got tired. So my reaction got worse and worse, and after about 2 hours of attempts, I called it a day and took a break. The next day, after about 5 attempts, I got through Radagon with almost full heal, and Elden Beast was just a matter of not throwing. Like always, he just ran away, while I slowly chunked down his health. At this point, I also fought him often enough to know his moveset, and what to watch out for. A few Elden stars and minutes later, we managed to take the Elden Beast down and finally finish this run. And we start the Age of Frenzy, because I thought this ending was quite fitting. Also, I kinda need a Steam achievement. I have to say, only using whips was quite a unique experience. I don't think I will ever touch one again in the near future. But in the end, it was still a lot of fun. I know my editing is kinda terrible and I try to improve, so if you have any recommendations what I can do better, please leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed watching this run. Also, if you made it until this point in the video, consider subscribing or leaving a like. And if you wanna see me do Malenia, leave a comment. And if enough people are there, I will force myself through this hell with whips. Thanks for watching.